Well, I forgot to put pause and I have to make part 2. And when I mentioned that about my skincare, watch part 1. I share what I use. And I always have Palo Santo. Always good to spray your room everywhere. Like in the front door, your shoes. Pray, pledge allegiance to like Yeshua, Jesus, for protection. Pledge allegiance to Archangel Michael. Like, you can't go in there oblivious and not ask for protection. You always have to call in protection. But I wanted to pull, I did mention on my part 1, Divine Feminine. I want to do like a skincare routine. I am discovering new skincare to try. And always remember to say, I stabilize the geometry of timelessness within my field. I am light recalling itself. And I noticed that when I call in spirit, my benevolent spirit team, spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, archangels, ascended masters, my benevolent spirit team, you know, my nose starts getting itchy. It's like someone's using a feather, like feathering. So I'm sensitive. And so a lot of people are different. So yes, my skincare routine in part 1. I didn't put pause. I accidentally but I know I gotta probably get CapCut and start learning how to add my video to it. So, you know, I'm learning along the way. So I want to pick a card. Please guide my benevolent, the collective who come across this video in my skincare is in part 1. Is connected. It's supposed to be connected all at once, but I didn't put pause. So please guide my benevolent spirit team, spirit guides, spirit, guardian angels. Please guide whoever come across this. What do they need to know? And this video is regarding my skincare routine. Look at that. The Pope Joan. So she comes with the Pontiff of Possibilities. The possibilities of limitless. Because the soul is limitless. And another card. The Goddess Isis. The Goddess of Magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. And then Yemioja, the goddess of all that flows. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. Oh. So I can read. So Pope Joan. The possibilities are limitless. So I'm coming in with this. Who she is, the Pope Joan embodies the truth that all things are possible. According to the popular legend, there was a female pope who reigned for 3 years in the 9th century. Did you guys hear that? Like a pope, a female pope. I think of like it brings divine feminine, love, beauty, honor, balance. Like balancing my skincare routine. And usually I do makeup and makeup and tarot. So I kind of wanted to switch it up with to like skincare and tarot to add what that like to balance that and the affirmations to tell your body. Oh, I'm getting so she was a brilliant, highly educated woman who entered the Catholic Church in Rome by cross-dressing as a man so she could be with her lover intelligent and quick-witted. She rose through the ranks of the church hierarchy and was eventually elected as the Pope. 3 years into her reign, she was in a procession from St. Peter's to the Lantern in a lane once known as Via Sacra. Oh, Lateran. I thought it was Lantern. My bad. Lateran in a lane once known as Via Sacra. So that means the sacred way, known as the sacred way. Her true sex was dramatically revealed in the middle of the sacred way when she gave birth surrounded by a shocked and astounded crowd. The legend says that she was killed immediately and buried on the spot where she had given birth. Another says she lived to penance for her deception. Another say she lived to do penance for her deception, and her son, who became the Bishop of Ostia, had her had her entombed with honor in his cathedral when she died. Regardless, her name was removed from the list of popes, and all subsequent cardinals had to sit on a throne with conspicuous hole in the middle of the seat. To get confirmation of sex before being named as the next pope. In the 13th century, Jean de Mailly wrote a chronicle that contained the first written mention of an unnamed female pope. Inspired a wildlife of interest that spread throughout Europe. To this day, the legend of Pope Joan is widely believed, especially among Christians. When your soul selects her card, whoever comes across this, we can so easily get caught beneath the glass ceiling of what we think is possible. But the truth is that everything is possible. It's hard for us to imagine just how much the divine wants for our lives. Oh, how much the divine wants for our lives, much more than we could ever hope. Pope Joan reminds us that even if we think that what we want isn't possible, it is. Or even better, there is something our soul wants for us that will give us more than we can think to ask for. Pope Joan is a sign to trust in what you believe about yourself. Trust what's within you. Don't rely what you see around you. Have faith. Know that the circumstances you are currently in are transformed from within. Begin to believe a vision of your life. Cultivate the capacity to see it, to really imagine it with all your senses, and you will live into the day when it exists as the reality that now surrounds you. Pope Joan's right hand is held in the Joan's right hand is a papal blessing, a Christian mudra of benediction. The two I'll be right back. Okay, the kids are getting restless in there. I remember Benedict, right? It said. The two fingers that point downward represents so there's two fingers pointing downward. So it must be like this. The mudra of benediction. The two fingers that point downward represent Christ's dual nature as both fully human and fully divine. The human ego is limited and lies beneath a glass ceiling. Joan demonstrates to us, though, that for the soul, the glass ceiling doesn't even exist. Trust in what the soul knows is possible for you. This is what Joan Rye smile reminds us. What helps me remember that all things are still possible for me? Soul voice meditation. The intention. You can say the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. Wow. I'll be right back. I had to take the kiddos out. And I always like to do a skincare routine with them too as well. Not just me. It's like I take care of myself. I take care of them too. Don't mind them. It's hard for me to I should not say hard. I'll switch that. Challenging to do makeup tutorial with Tarot or skincare Tarot. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so there's like no daycare that would even watch my son in where I live, and it's ridiculous how like daycare spots are like so like there's a waiting list, like a 4-year waiting list pretty much. So anywho, so I did my skincare part 1. I did my skincare routine. I showed what you could say, and I pulled a tarot card for the skincare routine. Is Pope Joan. So there was a pope. So I believe there should be a female pope too. You know, that brings like the man of reign, the reign of man. So it's time for the reign of women too, like to bring balance. So yes, the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. I like that. The dual nature as both fully human and fully divine. The human ego is limited and lives beneath a glass ceiling of Joan. Demonstrates to us, though, that for the soul, the glass ceiling doesn't even exist. Trust in what the soul knows is possible for you. This is what Joan Rye smile reminds us. So to come to think like what's possible. So she made a female, like a reign of a pope. Like I thought like all popes are just men. So she made the impossible possible. There was a female. She brought a female. See, the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. So she bring, how would I say, like the possibilities are limitless. That is true. A female pope that reigned. I did not know that. And what the next is the goddess Isis. Let's see what her message, the goddess Isis. I named my grandbaby after the goddess Isis. I wanted, like, you know, on Isis 170. Holy. The goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Yes, your energy, the divine femininity is sacred. Like the skincare I bring is sacred to me. Like the affirmation is sacred to me. Like I stabilize the geometry of timelessness within my field. I am light recalling itself. So this is part 2 from part 1 of the skincare routine. I was bringing a skincare routine with a few tarot cards pulled. Just like I bring my makeup, get ready with me with my makeup and tarot. I combine it. That's what I like. That's what I like to do. Like I take pride, the sacred in my feminine beauty. And plus I got that Atlantis scalar energy. Go look up that, research that, what it does. I highly recommend that website. Highly recommend Atlantis scalar energy. Highly recommend what Albert Einstein said. The future medicine is the medicine of frequency, and this is a medicine of frequency. Atlantis scalar energy. The age reversal is the relief of depression is a medicine of frequency. There is a lot on there. There's like one for hair growth. Like I highly recommend people that have like bald spots or losing hair, get that scalar energy. There's one for autism. I got my son's the Atlantis scalar energy enhancement and portal first. You go for that first before you start purchasing the others. So read up on it. I highly recommend it. So I got the Atlantis scalar energy for my son for autism relief, like, you know, and I noticed a difference in my oldest son. And plus there's the microbiome. Like your microbiome is connected to your body. Like look at all the foods they feed us. Like that screws up the microbiome. So I can go on and on, but I'll touch more on that. So the goddess Isis, I got her, we got her, or, you know, the collective got her, who came across this. Like when I say we, you, I am you, you are me, we are we. In spirit, we are one. In form, we are many. So the goddess Isis. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Who is she? Isis embodies the pure magic of devoted love. Isis is an ancient Egyptian goddess of love, fertility, resurrection, and magic. Her templates, her temples lined, I don't know why I want to say templates, but her temples lined the Nile Delta in Upper Egypt from the 4th century BC to the 4th century CE. With the closing of the Temple of Philae, the priests and priestesses who served her were known for their miraculous healing powers. Isis is the daughter of Geb, the god of the earth in Nut, goddess of the sky. She married her brother Osiris. When he was murdered, his body parts were scattered all over the earth. Isis searched tirelessly to remember him, and then used her sexual energy to bring him back to life. So there must be something in the sexual energy is sacred. So laying with someone, your divine feminine sexuality is sacred. Like the skin products you use is, your body is sacred. You don't you don't lay with just anyone. I'm just talking about like your body, yes, is sacred. Your divine feminine is sacred. I know I'm cutting out, but I kind of think like, the divine feminine, and let's say like Yeshua, the divine masculine, Yeshua, Jesus, and Mary Magdalene, the divine, she was like the 13 disciple. They said there's 12 disciples, but there was a woman disciple, not just man. And Jesus favored her, and she would represent the divine feminine to them, like divine masculine, divine feminine. So, this day now, how the toxic masculinity hurts the women when they hit women. Like, would Jesus hit women? Would Jesus hit Mary Magdalene? No. He would honor the divine feminine, because she could bring life. So her sexual energy was sacred. She would bring life. Like her body, all women's body is a sacred. Like their portal brings life. Souls from the other side. When you lay and you give birth, you're bringing a soul from the other side through the portal. You mention it could be a stargate. You can say like your sexual energy, divine sexual energy is sacred. Like pure love. You can bring souls from the other side. You could say stargate, call it a stargate, heaven. So we are sacred. So I'm just saying, like, we are sacred. We are powerful. And the divine feminine has been suppressed. They even said like Mary Magdalene was a hooker. And who said that? Man said that. And Mary Magdalene wasn't a hooker. She was I'm saying like she would be representing the divine feminine, love. And that is beautiful. And you can always call on her too. And if you're having like an argument with your partner, or you're angry all the time, call in Mary Magdalene, call in Mother Mary. They're divine feminine. Call in the goddess Isis, call in, who represents love. I think the archangel Jophiel or Shamuel. To bring love, restore love back in your heart. Restore love. You can even say the restore love like into your beauty. Remember, always your body listens to you. Your mouth is your wand. Okay, where was I? So Osiris's death and rebirth. Okay, so she scattered all over the earth. Isis searched tirelessly to remember him, and then used her sexual energy to bring him back to life. Osiris' death and rebirth was celebrated annually. Isis then gave birth to their son, Horus, and became worshipped as the ideal wife and mother. Her association with magic originates with the sun god Ra. Isis created the first snake in order for it to bite Ra. In his pain and near death, he gave her his secret name so that she could revive him. Isis then became more powerful than Ra and possessed the magic to heal and to prolong life, or to give life back to the dead. This, when your soul selects this card, her card, the sexual energy that creates life can also be used to sustain it. It's significant that Isis brings Osiris back to life by making love to him. The metaphor is that by uniting life and death, body and soul, masculine and feminine, heaven and earth, a rebirth or a resurrection occurs. The sexual energy that sex inspires exists within each of us, all the time latent and waiting to utilize to create more life. So when she used her sexual energy to heal, the interpretation, or I mean like the meaning, like the is sacred. It's healing. It brings unity. So the god Osiris, like he like to mend him back together, all that, that roller coaster of emotions, all that tore him, PTSD, like he was dismembered, that would do something to your body, cause PTSD, depression. She was bringing him and her sexual healing was, I'm just saying, like the metaphor of like the sexual healing and divine feminine and divine divine masculine. It brings healing to one another, unity. Your body is your temple, your church. I would say you could use that. It's your temple. It's sacred. You don't give out any of your sexual energy to like multiple men. It takes a part of you. And also I come to realize you're calling your power back to you. All places, all the where you lost it, like even to someone who hurt you, who took that sacred sexual energy from you. Talking about the people, not the people, I'm going to say people, the women and man. Someone who took that from you, that took that that sacred innocence from you. I'm talking about, like, let's say, sexual assaults. They took that from you. I feel like someone's hurting out there. Your innocence was taken from you. And I'm so sorry. But these cards are coming up. And like I say, crying is healing. You are sacred. It's like, let's say, like $100 bill when you crush it up. It's like if you crush up a paper and you throw it away and it's just garbage, but you're not garbage. I'm saying $100 bill. You crush it up, but it's still worth. It's still worth. It's still, unravel it. It's still worth. You're worthy. Anywho, so, well, I'm washing away my skincare routine. I'm going to do a part 3. But, it's good to cry. It's healing. But you are worthy. That $100 bill is worthy still. Like, you are worthy. And, it's challenging to forgive. But remember, forgive when you forgive them, but do it for yourself. And like Dolores Cannon said, what if they hurt you? So you don't want to repeat that same movie with them again. Because if you don't forgive them, you're going to come back down here and redo the same movie over again, but in a different body. So, you cut up that contract and say, we tried. But you go your way with love, and I'll go my way with love. To that person that hurt you. And you got to remember to be kind to one another. Because you're going to repeat that and reciprocate that. So if you were the villain, you're going to come back down to be the victim. And whoever you hurt is to become the villain, or people are going to come. So you got to learn to forgive. Forgive them, but for yourself. You don't have to socialize with them. Like you cut up that contract and or even burn it. I already experienced that with you. So we tried. But you go your way with love and I'll go my way with love. Oh. All right. Where was I? Oh, okay. We were on the goddess Isis. So often your own sexual energy and power is fear. Okay. Death, body and soul, masculine and feminine, and heaven and earth. And rebirth or resurrection occurs. The sexual energy that sex inspires exists within each of us, all the time, latent and waiting to be utilized to create more life. Latent. The latent and waiting to be utilized to create more life. See, the sexual energy that sex inspires exists within each of us, all the time, latent and waiting to be utilized to create more life. Often our own sexual energy and power is feared or left neglected and acknowledged. It's a powerful, sacred life force that Isis wants us to integrate more fully. It doesn't require a partner to activate it. It only takes awareness that it exists and the remembering of your heart to our head and our body to our soul. Pardon me, I'm going to get some tissue back. Well, I should have like a box of tissue, but I have a roll of tissue. So I'm glad I shared something. I opened up and I shared something with you. I was vulnerable. So as I was reading, the sexual energy that sex inspires exists within us, of all of us. The time, latent and waiting to be utilized to create more life. Often our own sexual energy and power is feared or left neglected and unacknowledged. It's a powerful sacred life force that Isis wants us to integrate more fully. It doesn't require a partner to activate it. It only takes awareness that it exists and the remembering of our heart to our head, our body to our soul. It takes activating the energy of our root chakra and uniting it with the crown chakra, just above our head. Isis is a call for us to allow our sexuality to infuse and enhance all that we say and do. She is she is a sacred reminder that sex is holy, and what makes it holy isn't marriage or a certain combination of male and female, or masculine and feminine. Sex is made sacred through presence, through our capacity to become fully embodied. Soul voice meditation. What does sexual empowerment feel like to me? Intention. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. I think we're going to say empowered, I feel like unity. What does sexual empowerment feel like to me? Unity. All right. So thank you, the Goddess Isis and Pope Joan. These cards from the Divine Feminine Oracle. So this is what I want to add with my skincare routine. So tarot and skincare, makeup and tarot. You know, I like that. I like sharing my gift, and I was vulnerable. Hey, I let out someone out there too. Let out some healing. So Yomaha. I think Yomaha. The J is silent, right? Yomaha. Like Yeshua. So I came across something like the letter J was invented in the 1500s. So if you travel back then and you say, hey, I'm here, travel back then when Jesus was alive, and you say, hey, where's Jesus? Then no one will know what you're talking about. So they spoke in Hebrew. So Yeshua would be his name. But he's still so let's get to the Yamaha. Yamaha. She has something to say too. 194. These cards are beautiful. Let's see. Look at what she's surrounded. What I noticed about them, look at, remember when I mentioned one up and one down? Look at the Goddess Isis is something like that too. Like she's like this, or what is she like? It's like she's like this, and or like this. Too. She's like that too. Like, you know, there's a meaning of that. Beautiful. And Yamaha. This one right here. The goddess of all that flows. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. Oh. So, who is she? Yamaha represents the creative force of the unconscious, the secret depths that bring the unseen into the physical realm. The African goddess Yamaha gave birth to all the 14 gods and goddesses in the Yoruba religion. She is caring and nurturing, and yet she fiercely protective and strong, with a desire to relieve her children of any struggles or sorrows. She is worshipped at the ocean or in any flowing body of water. Though it is said that her true home is the Ogun River in Nigeria. She is considered to be a mermaid whose energy, blessing, and powerful flows through all forms of water, cleansing, renewing, inspiring, and reminding us of the limitless love we are. In Brazil and Uruguay, 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 she is offered succulent food and gifts on tiny boats cast out to the sea from the beaches. Her worshippers ask her to give them her blessings so that their desire in the new year can manifest. She is the queen of the ocean, the ruler of the subconscious, and the creative force that allows us to translate the ineffable into arts, as the mother of all. She is the energy that brings new life into this world. When your soul selects her card, Yamaha creates a flow where before there was a block or a stagnation in our life force. When we feel uninspired or stuck in life or in a creative endeavor, from having a child to writing a book, Yamaha is the feminine essence that sets our energy back in motion. As a mermaid, she exists both in the world and also in the unseen depths. She can help us dive down deep into the unconscious or into the collective unconscious and retrieve the hidden secrets or the wise pearls that we need to integrate now for our life to flow again. As the queen of the ocean, she baptizes us to start over, to begin again right now, to let everything become brand new. She encourages us to use water as a ritual, to send out our offerings to her, or bless our bodies in a warm bath, or walk along a body of water and allow the perspective to give us the answer or blessing we seek. Yes, this is what I do for my ritual too. I pray to the spirit of the water and I ask to rejuvenate my body. And you can say affirmations in there to activate, to pray over the water, to set intentions. And you can add herbs in there. Do a cleansing bath. Add lavender. Add rose petals. Add oils that helps rejuvenate your body. And I always ask to activate this bar of soap. Activate the soap. What I put on my skin, I always add protection oil. I put it in my my bath and body wash, and I use it. And you set attention, and you pray over the water, and you ask what you want to heal, and it does work. It takes time. The power of your mouth, So it takes time. See, that's part of the cards I ask. Like, what does the collective need to hear? It's part of rejuvenation. It's sacred. Taking care of our bodies is sacred. Rejuvenation. Having a spiritual bath. That's when you add herbs in there to activate. Ask the water to activate it. So Yamaha wants to cleanse us of the thoughts that are holding us back. Why do children calm down after a bath? Why do we feel healed and more centered after a nice long bath soak? Yes, I always give myself an Epsom salt, including my children. Their skin care routine is the same thing as mine. It's hard to put this on children. So you go in there with Stella Grace, something that doesn't burn their skin. You go in with the skincare routine. I like to use the extra virgin coconut oil for kids, and the Epsom salt bath, and you give them a protection. Add some protection herbs in there for them. I add Florida water, protection water for them. And they're always calm. Or lavender. So it helps with autistic children. Even get lavender spray. Say if you're on a vent and you go out and they're having fun. They're having a fun at an amusement park. Spray that lavender and put it in their hand and let them smell that, or that smell. They'll recognize that. And so when you're not at an amusement park, it's just like they smell of that joy, when you have that lavender. So that brings them back. Let's say if you're out in another event and they're having a tantrum, but you're not at an amusement park. They're getting over stimulated and having a sensory issue. Bring out that lavender spray. It calms them down, though. It brings them back to where they were having joy. So that's a gem there to use. Like any kid, use it on any kid, not just autistic children. So Yamaha wants us to cleanse us of the thoughts that are holding us back. Why do children calm down after a bath? Why do we feel healed and more centered after a nice long soak? Water is the element that held us in the womb. The return to our first and most primal element, the loss of gravity, the freedom of buoyancy that allows us to release feelings or thoughts of being trapped or stuck. Yamaha reminds us to use your tail. You are not of this earth. You are of the sea. The voice meditation, Yamaha. That is beautiful. What do I need to bring from out of the depths into the material world? The intention for this card. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. There's some affirmations you can use in when you set intentions in your shower. Set intentions in your bath. Like I said, your mouth is your wand. You are God. We are all aspects of a source. So that was the reading for today. That was beautiful. I wanted to share that. Next, maybe I'll do a makeup. But that's what I feel like. I feel what I wanted to share with you. I was vulnerable. So, that's it. Thank you for coming to my channel. Like and subscribe. So, welcome to Ancestral Amber 888. Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. All right.